Okay, I am going to try and make these VOD reviews shorter, but still efficient in terms of helping communicate what to improve. But I understand that probably nobody wants to watch the VOD reviews that are 3 times longer than the game. So I'll try to do better. Anyway, here's a Diamond 3 Psylocke by the name of Alljokes. And you say you got to Diamond using Bucky, and you've got him on Lord, so you have a fair amount of time on him, but you wanted to learn Psylocke. And uh, Psylocke is, of course, obviously one of my favorite heroes, or well, is my favorite hero for rivals. Immediately, what I would be doing here is I would be going up top here to get the high angle advantage. You don't need to destroy this. You need to be immediately getting up to use that high ground. See, like right now, you have extreme mobility. You want to be using it. Like you want to be getting to high ground and starting poking from up above. You can even go above this and onto the rooftops. Here's not a bad angle. But I will say that like if you're going to go over here, like uh if you were over here shooting this way, it's much easier to apply pressure. And there's a back way out here that you could be using to escape in case they do turn on you, right? Because like right now, there's a lot of downtime where like it's just not super effective. Good kill though. It's not a bad idea to collapse in on them, but like now you want to be starting putting yourself into position to start applying pressure. Um, that and the reason why you took a bunch of damage, yeah, and the reason why you just barely got out alive. Um, Look at you turn into them, and now she can face you and start dealing damage. It's better as a flanker to get to like a high ground position where you have the advantage because she can't get up there without wasting one of her abilities. And you can take cover easily. There's a health pack in here. There's a health pack in here. There's high ground over here. You have mobility. High ground is your friend. Being able to maneuver around the level is what's going to give you the advantage. Because like right here, you walk in, and they were here, you walked in and pincered yourself, right? Whereas if you were like, let's say you're on this roof instead, you could have been poking at them, you could have been poking at them, and you could have been applying pressure and forcing them backwards. Instead, you dash out and you cloak, but you get away only because of the fact that they're not as good. So here, you're back, you're resetting your cooldowns, which is good. Keep shooting, reset, reset, reset. Sweet. Now that you have your cooldowns, you want to try and get into positions where you off angle, right? So your team is here. I would start to look at like this angle here, right? Like I would walk up, dash up there, and start applying pressure from this side. And uh now they're getting pressured from 2 angles, right? And even if you don't kill them, you're applying that pressure. This works. It's not my favorite, but it works. But you see, because of the fact that you're grouped up with your team, now you're taking a bunch of extra damage that you don't need to take, as Venom is able to attack all of you at once. And for some reason, he walks into that room and breaks the LOS. Here's a good angle because once again, like you have a lot of cover. You can off angle from here. You can shoot out and apply a lot of pressure. Keep applying pressure. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. Never stop shooting. There you go. Like this is the right angle. It's just you took it a little too late. You dash out as you take too much damage. Your team ult, so you walk into it. Just be applying damage and building your ult because you know they use Luna ult, so the only ult they have is Cloak and Dagger, right? You're gonna attack, stay alive. Very good. Standing still, getting healed. That's amazing. Okay, Cloak doesn't have her bubble. So you know that now that she is weak, right? And you have your ult. So I would be trying to force her ult out of her, which I assume she's going to do. Nope. Nice. I will say it's very lucky that she didn't ult, but what you can do sometimes is when you are tracking the enemy ult and you know that they have it, try and apply pressure, especially when you see that they've just used their bubble. Try and force them to use it early so then you can ult them for free afterwards. But it is good that you used it here and you applied the pressure knowing Luna's ult was down. And now it's just a matter of like cleanup, hopefully. You are low. Team. No, I was like, help your Psylocke out, man. Once again, now that you have the numbers advantage, you're taking a lot of damage, and it's because of the fact that you're standing near your team. This is why I'm always using my dashes to get up on like these rooftops over here or get behind, behind this wall. There's that room there. Like to try and take those off angles, because whenever you're standing near your team, you are going to be taking a crap ton of damage. And that's how you accidentally die, because the higher you climb up, the more damage you're going to be taking as you stand near your team, as it's just nonstop damage output. I personally would have maybe stayed up in this area, as like I would have had more of an angle to like shoot as they were like strafing this way back and forth. Um and but this still works. But yeah, then you also have a farther way to go back for your team. It's good. Staying alive still. Yep. Good. Kill. Good. Now we go back in. Another reason why we don't stand near our team. You got out though. You predicted it was happening. Once again, up here, great spot. Because like if you're up here, right? Venom would have to use his mobility to dive you. Bucky is not going to use his ability to go in on you. Like that would put him in a really crappy situation and position. So the only person who could possibly dive you would be Venom, but that means he can't dive your team, right? And you can just dash away. Like you'll be fine. So what you want to do? This angle's good though too. Yeah. Is that okay? Okay, that's your magic. So like right now, find the damage. Shoot the people at the back. Yep. Keep doing. Oh, dash away. Yep. I have no idea where magic. Oh wait, no, that was the enemy Dark Child. Okay, yeah. Then it was just survive. So you played that right. Just dash out. Yep. Build ult charge. Yep, this is all you can do in this moment. All you can do is build the ult charge up. There's nothing you can do. There you go. And as it's getting full, you're going on the back. I like that. I like the way that you flanked on that back line and that you cloaked in. You didn't waste your resources unnecessarily. And then you just ulted them and got the free kill. However, once again, the reason why that worked is for some reason she didn't hit Q. It is not terrible to try and trade that resource. But what you can do is when you know that they have that ult up because you haven't seen them use it in a while, is once again try and force them to use it by attacking them and then getting them to use it and then ulting afterwards. But it did work out in this case. So as long as it's working, then you can keep doing it, right? But just something to keep in mind. I like that. I like the fact that you weren't afraid to take the duel. That even though you only had one dash, that you were still like, we could win off of this advantage if I play it right. Because on offense, you have to take risks. And it's all about taking risks that you feel like you're confident you can win. This is good. You're getting in position. Right now, you don't need to do a whole lot. Apply the pressure. There you go. Wow, really good location. And your team ults, that was actually really freaking cool. You see the Luna low, you know you have cooldown, so you jump up, you have a good position, and this angle right here is what I really like to see. Because of the fact that as your team is this way, you are here, and they have to move a direction, like they either have to be strafing to dodge their shots or strafing to dodge your shots, and they can't do both. And the fact that you dashed up and over and landed perfectly on a high ground and had a perfect shot at finishing her off while the entire team was distracted is fantastic. And you get the kill, you take the advantage, you leave, you start shooting to reset the cooldowns. Yes. That worked super well. And what you're doing now is just cleaning them up. That's what I want to see you do every single time. Attacking the one at the back, which is good. You're trickling them. No. You can stay on. You can stay on. Apply the pressure. Keep building your ult. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. You could be building ult right now. Okay, so small nitpicky critique. During this time, you you got the sweet pick, right? And you see Strange there, even though he's full health, just keep breaking that shield. Like, keep applying that pressure. Like, I know the objective is back there, but you're playing Psylocke, so you have a lot of really fast mobility in terms of being able to get out if you need to. And you could have been building your ult or breaking his shield so he didn't have it as he walks up, right? But now you're kind of like you're taking downtime as you got like really good staggers and you're allowing them to like regroup better. And this might work out. You're distracting, you're being a pest, which is good. Allowing the payload to move up. I don't like this angle though, because you already have your cooldowns. This is better. There you go. You saw her. She made a mistake. Rotate around. Ooh. I feel like you wanted to ult there and you realized you didn't have a dash. Oh, yep. Follow up on the... That was good. See how we could have done that better. So right here, I hear your Luna ult, which means I would have just like dashed immediately through to the other side, knowing that like I know you only have one dash, but if you dash through all of them, that's like I don't even know what her dash is. I should know. It's like 50 damage or something to everybody, and you are on the other side of the shield. Because like right there, that might have been enough damage to secure the Bucky kill, right? Instead, you dash up and damage the back line, which I feel like is not it's not the worst play in the world, but like right here, I just would have immediately dashed directly through that Groot ult. Because that's a lot of damage, and that would have executed Bucky pretty much immediately. And normally you wouldn't do that, but because of the fact that your Luna had just ulted, it's safe. And it wasn't a bad idea to target the support and the other support. And you try to get out and you get stuck on the geometry. Yeah. And because you had the ults, I feel like if you just would have ulted the point, yeah, I feel like if you just would have yeah, you had your ult. If you would have dashed through and then immediately just ulted the point and killed everyone on the point instead of focusing on the support, you would have capped the objective. This is where my target priority, you know, where when I talk about target priority, this is what I mean. Like, yes, killing the support is definitely the highest priority pick in terms of a team fight. However, the people who are stalling the fight out are the ones on the point, and they were already low. And instead of just ulting the people who are stalling the objective out, you go for what you think is the high priority pick. But in that moment, the high priority pick was actually the tank and the people on the point. Because with all of your team focusing them, it would have pushed them off or killed them because they wouldn't have been able to survive. And now, because of the fact that you didn't do that and you didn't ult the Bucky and the Strange, they lived and they were able to take the fight back around. Like, you got the pick for the Luna, but backing your team up and shooting the people, ulting the people on the point would have been more beneficial. Patience, Spider Zero. We'll clear this path. It wasn't bad. For someone who normally plays Bucky, like, you play a flanker really well. Yep. Pull attention, pull attention. Oh, no. I will say that is the danger side of, like, occasionally flanking too deep. Whenever you take... As you climb with Psylocke, things are going to happen where you get used to taking really deep off angles because of the fact that you get used to it in low ranks. And as you climb up in high ranks as your team pushes one direction, like say that this is your team is coming from this direction, it is safer for you to be here or up here or near them, because the moment you're back here, they do what you saw there and they collapse in on you. So uh, this is one you'll have to like play it by ear, and it's kind of like by game. And as you rank up, where as you rank up, you're going to find yourself getting into positions like that where you're getting away with it less and less often. And the safest ones are when you're creating those 90-degree things where you're like, I want to be over here shooting. And if I get into danger, I can dash back to my team immediately. Or I can be here shooting and I can dash back to my team immediately. Uh, but yeah, I'm not opposed to taking risky off angles like that when you feel like you need to make a play. But yeah, you get away with it less and less as time goes on. That's something I learned like as I was climbing up, especially through like GM1, where I'm like, the moment that I take too aggressive of an angle, I get severely punished for it. And instead, what I start to do is play closer to my team and try to get, if I see someone low or I see someone use abilities and they're kind of out of position, I'll get them down like, maybe 80, 90% of their health. And then I just kind of rely on my team to hopefully follow up. But I survive a bit more and I pull out more resources, uh, and I do a little bit more damage. But yeah, like um your ability to rotate is really good. This is probably fine. I don't really like this position because of the fact that there is a door right there. Wow, I didn't know I could do that. I prefer to start up top, and then if I have to, I can dash away. Or at the very least, if you want to play super safe, on that bridge that's back this way. Because yeah, I don't really like that being near that door, because then you just take a bunch of damage for free. And yeah, now you're on the back end already. Get the Bucky, get the Bucky. Yep, he's kind of out of position. So like once again, like you're here near your team and you're taking a lot of fire, a lot of extra fire, and I standing near my team always gets me a bunch of damage. I love this map because of all the different high ground rooftops that you can stand on. Not this one specifically, but I mean like this one, where you can be on those rooftops and just applying a bunch of pressure. Here you go. Get out. Because now Venom's going to dive your backline, and he's going to be diving you. Once again, you're taking a bunch of damage here where the better position, because of the fact that you're with your team, you're now taking a bunch of damage that you didn't need to take, and they could have been focusing on just healing each other and healing themselves. Because like what people don't seem to remember is that like as you take damage, you need heals, but then as other people take damage, they need heals. So if you're in areas and in situations and in positioning where you take less damage, they need to heal you less, which means they can prioritize healing others more. At least that's my logic on it. So I try to position myself instead in areas where I can poke where no one is looking at me, and my team can take all of the pressure off, and then I can rotate back if I need to. Like this, right? See how nobody's shooting at you now? See how you have 163 health and yet nobody is shooting? Right, and now they start shooting, and you only took a little bit of damage. Do that from the very get-go. Be up in those rooftops, poking and applying pressure, and then getting back out and letting your team worry about the objective for the most part. You don't want to have to be the one on the objective, because right now, yeah, it's stressing me out. It's good. Okay, you can still make it back to the point in time. I would personally go to the high ground, I think, but yep. I don't know if you knew that magic was there. Not unless you heard her or your team said something, but it would have been cool if you would have gotten that execute. Putting the Venom off your backline is not a terrible idea. There you go, attack. There you go. Now you're going to start getting pressured. It's good rotations. You're keeping the... Oh, that was your Luna ult. You should have been... If you were out there for that. Just go get the health back or stay in the heals. Get something. Be prepared. That was... They're strange. I think I would have, especially because that's your ult there, I would have ulted that point. Yeah, a little bit later than I would have done it, because the moment that like he Eye of Agamotto'd, I could use my ult to sort of apply pressure where he wouldn't have been felt safe to try and attack, but that kind of works. Nice, good execute, good cleanup. That's a huge stagger. Yeah, one of the things I've wanted to try is just hearing an Eye of Agamotto and just like ulting him immediately so he doesn't get those kills off when he gets a good ult, a good fat ult off. But you see this position up here? Look, no one's going to be looking at you up here. Look at the advantage you have. I want you to do this on this level all the time. And at any level where there's high ground, get to a place where you can be up top. Perfect. Now look down. Yes. Yeah. Prior target. That's what I mean. This is what I want you to do every single freaking time. As they engage, once they engage, now they're all distracted, and this person is totally screwed. This looks juicy as hell to me. You have 2 dashes. They're low. Nice. I will say the only thing that made it a little bit more difficult was the fact that you were once again, like, when they're here, you're are let me rephrase that. When the enemy team is here, the support is here, and you're here. You're moving like this, they're moving like this. You want to try and attack them to where like imagine that as they're walking forward this way, you're walking with them that direction and just tracking their head along with it. It makes it much easier to aim than trying to get behind them and then shoot them. You did get the execute, but I'm just saying it makes it easier. And attacking the cloak, you see the cloak, you see the cloak. Nice. Really good. Really good. That target prioritization of killing that Luna and then executing the cloak and dagger, like, it worked super well because of the fact that you hung out up top away from their LOS. They didn't pay attention to you, and you hopped directly on their back line and just completely ruined any chances they had of winning. You won that fight for them by staying up there and having that position early. And that's what I want you to do all the time. Use the high ground to your advantage. They portaled. He's at the back. Fight's going on. You've lost one. Get it, executes quick. Dash through, dash through. There you go. Right now, I would be trying to hide and hope that you're strange as portal. What a difference. Guess not. That sucks. Let's see if we could have done something there. So, like, you heard the portal, so you know that they're going to be coming from the point, and like right here, you waste time looking down this direction. And now your team is fighting and engaging, and this is what they call, like, having downtime in a fight. Your team is fighting. Oh, dear Lord, that's Spider-Man, isn't that? Okay. Right now, your team is fighting, but your team is fighting a 4v6. You're not fighting. He's not fighting. All of these people are fighting, and these people are. So what's going to happen here is immediately, this is how fast someone can drop and someone dies. And now you're going to lose another one and another one, and you get one, and now it's not enough to turn the fight around. Like, it's clear you and Spidey are both mechanically very good at your characters, but because of the fact that, like, during the time of the engage, you weren't there during, like, at the moment that the fighting started to happen, especially when you had ult up, your team just fell apart really, really quickly. This is the problem, by the way, with like having 2 sort of flankers that makes it difficult in a team comp. And I have this problem myself, where I recognize that if someone else is going to be hiding and flanking, I can't do exactly the same thing because of the fact that that puts too much pressure on my team. So I need to be trying to take angles that are closer to my team, where like if Spidey is often, you know, like hiding or something, like if I team is here taking damage, I'll be here maybe, or I'll be here, but I'll still be applying pressure and I won't be trying to hide necessarily. Because yeah, your team falls apart because of the fact that um, with two flankers that specialize in, you know, getting surprise attacks, it is just kind of like unfortunate that you just didn't have the pressure that a Bucky and Magic creates by trying to attack the team that much. This is good. Hopefully they don't realize you're there. I would. They hear your footsteps. Dash up. Nice. Good escape. Cloak ulted. Luna ulted. That's really good. Be patient. Be patient. Wait it out. Wait it out. Wait it out. You don't. You're good. You're good. You have health. That's your Luna ulting. You need to follow up with your team. You have your ult. Oh, this is bad. I think right now we're holding on to our ult too long. It's really hard to see like what's going on sometimes because of the fact that like you're pink and to me the enemies are pink in game and blue is allies. So like right now. Okay, you're there. Now you know that they don't have both support ults. You lose one support. Well, oh, I thought it was, yeah, I don't think it was, I think you, I take it back. You weren't able, holding on to your ult too long. I got confused by your Luna. Get to a position where you can stay alive because you have to stay alive with your ult. Nice, 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 nice. There we go. Nice. That worked out. Oof, that's unfortunate. Okay, I will say one thing, like this worked this time. I have been having less success with Psylocke ults as I climb in ranked, as people are very quick and able to get out of it. It's really good that you got 2 picks here, but being able to ult with your team and let your team sort of engage and get them to use some of their cooldowns a little bit preemptively and then ulting is sometimes like more effective. But like right here you play really aggressive and you get the kills. And then you start to tunnel vision. And you've pincered yourself. Whereas like you got the kills. At that point, you can just turn back around and help your team. So you got 2, but then you lost, you died, and then kind of put yourself at a bit of a disadvantage there. I'm back. Mind your mind. By the eye of Agamotto. Oh, this is bad. Only 60 seconds left. Almost there. You get a weapon. You get a weapon. You get a weapon. Yeah. At that point, that death, there's not much you can do. There's nothing really to critique there. It doesn't really matter too much because now your team's just going to trickle out. So, maybe. Your team was still able to come back out and stall. But, like, this is where things kind of, like, you were getting into position to, like, touch, and you didn't need to. This dash was unnecessary. Like, yeah, Spidey's going to go in there and, like, 1v6 and try and fight, but that's not on you because of the fact that you can't survive. Like, you stall the point out for a second, but, like, what I would have preferred to see you do is, you know, stay hidden and get to a point where, like, you can jump out at the last second and then touch if you needed to. And if you would have stayed hidden, you would have had, you know, both of your dashes up, hopefully. And you could have dashed onto the point and then stalled for a second. And then if your team showed up, you know, dash back out maybe. Because right now you dash in a little bit too early. Because like, yeah, you're stalling the point out, but like, I know that it doesn't seem like it, but you still have some time, right? Like, let that time get to like 99% if you can. 98 if you want to play it safe. Because let's see. Yeah, because your team hopped on with 3.8 meters left, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but if you get to 0.01, that's still technically stalling it out, and you could have still been alive here to help your team out. Because now Doctor Strange ults, and let's actually just go over to his point of view. Did he get anyone? You got the Venom. But yeah, there's nobody there to like follow up on his ult at this point. So here you go. Good kill? Yep. Good kills. Yeah. What happened was that you had where it fell apart here on this second point specifically. Dude, this is not enough. Okay. Was right here. So that's one. It's very lucky. Number two, you currently, you don't have resources. The enemy is coming from this way. You know that Doctor Strange and Magic are back that way. And although I understand that this is a high priority target, the play was to turn back around with your advantage. Like the moment that you realized that you weren't going to be able to kill her, this is the play up here. Going up here, finding that high ground advantage, staying alive, and helping your team out, right? You go for the execute. And once again, this is hindsight 2020. You go for the execute, but like Luna's a little slippery, especially with her speed up. And because of it now, you forgot about the Bucky's position coming out of spawn. So he can see this way. I think Doctor Strange is over here, so he can see this way. You have Magic over here. You are entirely surrounded. You thrive off of people not paying attention to you. And right here, unfortunately, it just sort of tumbles out of control as you had a really good advantage. And had you just taken the advantage and kept it and tried to help back up your team, she might have died because look how low she gets. Yeah. And then she gets pulled off. So imagine if you were still alive in this scenario here, right? You might have been able to turn the fight around. So yeah, there's a overall, I would say that like for someone who got to diamond with Bucky, it is very surprising to see how well you play Psylocke. And I think that you could do really, really well on her with just making some very, very minor adjustments. But just kind of the stuff that like I talked about and pointed out, like, understanding when it's time to go in and attack the flank the back line, and when it's time to attack the people on the objective, right? Because you had good kills, but don't get too tunnel visioned on the idea of securing more kills. Because like right here, like I said, this one was one of your best examples of how you had the advantage and you already created so much space by pushing her away, and you took out one of their supports. And you have a support alt, you have Doctor Strange alt. They're down by 2. Take the numbers advantage and just collapse in on who's left. In a 6v4, your team just wins that outright. It doesn't matter who's left. There's so much damage from all of you guys still being alive that even if they're trying to heal through it with Luna, it's not going to matter. Like, they're going to die. And the other one was this one.
I am ready to put on a show.
Yeah, this was the other one where it's just like when Groot ults, uh, if you have if you have 2 dashes if you have 2 dashes, just go through once and then come back through, right? That's an extra, like, 100 damage or something that you just chunk down off of everybody as they're all grouped up, right? But in this scenario, be brave with the Luna ult, dash through, and immediately get to the other side because Strange might still have his shield, and you can just dash through, get a chunk of damage, and keep shooting as, like, you can rely, hopefully, on Luna to stay alive, um, and focus on that because even then, like, uh I would have done that, gone to the other side, turned around, faced all of them, and then just ulted the point because of the fact that, like, if these people fall down, like, all grouped up like this, it doesn't matter if she's a support and a high priority pick. Like, none of the supports have ults. They're not going to be able to survive that many people, especially with the payload being that close. Like, there's times where you want to alt the backline in order to give yourself the advantage as you're pushing the payload forward. In this instance here, you're already at the objective. You just need to finish it that last little bit. And because of the fact that you altered the backline instead of the point, like you could have just forced them off of the point and you could have had the point two already. Um, but yeah, those are, this is where it gets a little bit harder because like yeah, I totally understand like wanting to go for the supports, but in this instance here, like doing damage and letting your team follow up on the rest of the kills on point would have been the play. Like, this is where this is where oddly enough you attack the tank. You attack the tank, you attack the magic, and I forget um where's Cloak and Dagger at this point? Yeah, she was off on the side. Yeah, not you know, I don't think there would have been enough for them to keep everyone alive on the point, or at least it would have like scared them away or forced them out and off of the point, or just killed them because they were already low from the Groot ult. And if you would have done that as well, Strange wouldn't have felt confident enough to ult on the point. But yeah, overall, like your positioning, your flanking, um, is really good. Take advantage of the high ground a bit more. Stand next to your team a little bit less. The the thing I wanted, yeah, this right here. This is what you want to do as Psylocke, especially knowing that like the only person on the enemy team who has any sort of mobility is Venom, and that's the person that like you can try and play safe around and try and stay out of his LOS. But everyone else is going to be on the ground. They're going to be walking forward. You have extreme mobility. You can hang up on the high ground, jump down, assassinate one, and then assassinate the other, and you can like win every single fight like that. It's just like my spawn camping video with Punisher, right? Like I just hung at the very back and killed the person who was at the back over and over and over again. And then we won the point because of the fact that I just kept repeating that over and over and over again because nobody else could contest me up there. Uh, but yeah, take advantage, especially like on this level, because I really love playing this level because I can hang out up here, I can hang out up here. I can go into this room to the side, I can be up here. There's so many places for Psylocke to move around on that like the maps that she does super well on are the maps that have a lot of verticality to them. A lot of places where you can go and you can reach and you can get behind angles that other people can't reach. Um, take advantage of that and assassinate people. And also keep in mind that when you have two flankers that have low damage output and both function and doing the same thing, one person needs to take the job of being closer and playing with the team to apply pressure when the team fight happens because otherwise, like, yeah, they can just get run over like when they TP'd in. The only reason it worked was because they TP'd in. It was not because of the fact that, like in this instance where they're walking up, it puts the advantage for you and Spider Man because then they can control the space easier for longer. When they had the flank, your team was unprepared. But yeah, other than that, I think that you get the general gist of it. I think overall, like, you're a really, really good Psylocke player for someone who said that they main Bucky. So I say that keep at Psylocke. You have good target prioritization. You have good survivability. I don't even know how many times you died this match. I don't even think it was that many, was it? Yeah, it was only 5 times. Yeah, like, as I'm watching you, you know when to get in, when to get out, when you have the advantage and when to play aggressive. Just changing your position a little bit, using the verticality a little bit more, and, like, knowing, when to ult the point and, uh, when to sort of take your advantage and get out. Like, what was it? It was, the video where I narrated myself on Yggdrasil or whatnot, like, sometimes I solo ult someone and I get the pick and I just leave because I already have the advantage for my team. I don't need to do more. And as you know, Psylocke's neutral game, the stuff that happens in between her ults, is still really strong. So once I get that pick, if I'm not 100% confident that I can get another, then I just leave. I gave my team the advantage. I don't need to do more. But yeah, I think this was a really good game. I think that you played really, really well. And if you make those slight tweaks and slight adjustments, like I could easily see you hitting GM with, especially having Psylocke and Bucky you know, uh, in your capability, and you'll have no problem. But yeah, thanks for submitting this one. It was fun to, spectate another Psylocke game, and yeah, you did really good. But yeah, don't be afraid to just get those picks and get out and sometimes just ult the point when you need to hold that objective or capture the objective. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you find yourself improving and you find yourself ranking up from it, let me know because yeah, all I want is for you guys to all improve and get better. And I hope these VOD reviews are helping. Anyway, thanks again.